Hello Mother, how are you? Seeing as you're probably wondering what's going on in 198, I thought I would do a little movie of where I'm at and how things are developing. So I'll give you a walkthrough and you can ooh and ah along the way. The most important thing is to say that I've moved A to B and B to A. Before we were Trafalgar Street 190B, but now we're swapped around. That's all happened. I've painted the front door. Come in, we have a nice red lobby, which has Jennifer's light on illegally. Turn it off. Save some electricity. Come in when you come. This is the front room, which you probably remember as being slightly different. And lots of things have happened here. My Iranian builders sanded the floors for me beautifully, and they're all kind of shining. We have a nice fireplace. The £6 fireplace from eBay is installed, and I just built the hearth. I built these bookshelves. I don't know if I showed you those, but that's all my worldly possession in terms of books are now up on display for all to see. As is the little Giles who's sitting there. And there were lots of doubts about the structural integrity of these shelves, but they haven't fallen down yet. And usually actually my piano sits underneath here. This is kind of designed to sit the piano, but my stupid Iranian builders have left the piano in the kitchen. So now instead of having the piano where it should be, the piano's in the kitchen and I can't use the kitchen, which you'll see in a minute. The other thing, we have a nice blue wall. That's the front door. So the kind of a blue wall, it kind of goes from here and it goes all the way and disappears down the corridor. And then you see all my kitchen cupboards are also blue, the same blue. So that's kind of a spine that knits it all together. Anything else to show you here? We have a nice chair donated by Sandro. And all the rest of the furniture belongs to Siobhan O'Herlihy. So that's nothing new there. And other than that, I think that's a wrap. I'd say this is, with exception of skirting board, this is almost done. And the skirting board will happen very soon. So next on the list is I'll show you the worst to last. How's that? I'll leave the storeroom to last. The corridor has the same blue wall going down. It has little kind of bookshelves here. It has the bike which is kind of tucked in underneath, and it's all bespoke, exactly the right proportion. That's good. And then the pièce de résistance is this, which I just finished this weekend. It's still been painted, but this is my, I suppose, my laundry department. So I have a magic door here, behind which, this is all to be painted, but behind which is all my clothes and the washing machine. And what makes this door a magic door, if my cameraman just rotates, what makes this a magic door is that it actually is a door as well as a cupboard. So you can actually close the door of the corridor as well as close the door of the laundry room. And then we got other cupboards here. I spent my weekend hanging doors, so they're all hung and ready to go. But there's only washing in there. Bloody hell. So that's the kind of the laundry section. Here is the bathroom from hell, which I am still tiling after 2 years. Almost there. And it is, as you may remember, it's a wet room, and I've kind of put tiles on top of tiles because my first tiling was so appalling. But I think the next and this effort is pretty good, I think. What's difficult is I have to do all the edges, which is just so much work to kind of cut all the tiles. And of course every single nook and cranny is tiled. And of course I went for the smallest tiles possible, so it's a bit of an ordeal, I have to say. There'll be a mirror that goes there. I'd say this is probably going to be the last thing to finish. Okay, the tour continues. As we go backwards. Here's the kitchen. Please don't look too closely at the dirty glasses, because I have to clean everything. But in principle, that's it. I've kind of got. I can't open anything for you because it's all a bit wet. Actually, I'll try. Well, hold on, let's see if we can find a screw. I haven't put on the handles yet, so. But I made everything myself. All the doors are made myself, and I think they'll work pretty good. There'll be nice kind of stainless steel handles that go there. But it's all, if you just come down here. You're all right for time, right? It's all very tailor-made. Exactly the dimension for glasses. Exactly the dimension for this. Exactly the dimension for the bread basket. Even the dimension for the clock. So, and it's all made of nice, cheap and cheerful material. And I think it's good. I'm very pleased. And the fridge is behind there, and has a kind of a pull-out thing. The piano is here, as I say, but usually that isn't where the piano lives. The piano usually lives in the front room, or the music room, or whatever you want to call it. And this is usually the nook where the table and stuff. And that was going to be painted red, but I changed my mind halfway through. I think you probably remember these three, or these little cubby holes in my radiator. Well, what you probably don't remember, actually, if my camera lady will retreat back here. What you probably don't remember is this. This is where the builders knocked through and put a big lintel to support the back of Jennifer's. And what's really great is then that this now feels like one space. There's the main kitchen, which is, you know, big enough. Probably, you know, you'd swing a small cat. And then the back room then, which is what basically was the storeroom, or maybe even the bathroom when you were here last. Which is going to be my little kind of bit, which has the new roof light put in by my Albanian builder and plasterboarded by my friend Tim and myself and plastered by my Iranians. So that is fantastic during the day because literally it's just bathed in sunlight from above and it's a real kind of light at the end of the tunnel. And these are the plants that are just about alive. But what I did this weekend, which may interest you, I've never done before, but I think it's pretty good first effort, is I built these doors, which will have glass in them. And they basically, one leaf will remain fixed, and then the other one will close, like that. So that's the door that I built, and to my astonishment, it actually fits. I had very low expectations that it would fit. But it probably would live like this most of the time, which is, you know, in its closed position. And then if you come back here, yeah, you can now look kind of backwards for where we've been. So you have, I suppose you have the...
How do you feel about having your time?
You have,
So I guess
you have what's going to be the wardrobe there on the right, and I suppose above it is a kind of a cubby hole where I've thrown various things for the time being, but that eventually will be like a throw space. So actually the only thing that remains of the old apartment, like the only thing, is that door, that bloody awful door to the garden, which is still hanging in there until I change it, which I shall do presently. But other than that, absolutely everything is new and kind of fresh. And it is utterly unrecognisable, I have to say. I mean, you remember what it was like before. It is utterly unrecognisable. So, that's kind of it. And the only room I haven't told you about is, of course, the one where all the mess is. But if you follow me, I've managed to kind of contain all the mess now, other than the garden, but you'll see the garden through this window. So, take a deep breath. This is the last of the storeroom, which will be the bedroom that I'll rent out. And if you come in here, it's not so bad actually. I have bits of wood, I have bits of plasterboard, I have various ladders. But all I actually have to do in here, literally, is other than cleaning it out, is I have to get a carpet laid. There's a carpet there behind you, and do a bit of filling and plastering. But actually this is a pretty easy thing to do, so I'm hopeful I can do this in almost a day. And the garden is complete chaos. although it is organised chaos. The garden fence is still falling down between myself and my delightful neighbours. And yeah, I think we'll get there eventually. No tomatoes quite as yet. There you go. All the tools neatly laid out. I have to say, 24 hours ago, on a Sunday evening, or a Monday evening, being a bank holiday here yesterday, it was absolute chaos here. I mean, chaos to the point of view you couldn't imagine. I couldn't even walk to the back without impaling myself. So it was a big tidy up last night until about 1 AM to get it to this point, and I actually think that's it now. I think other than putting on skirtings and a few, I mean, I can quantify the jobs in about 10, 15 things that I have to do. So actually that's really amazing after all this time. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the tour. I thought you might like to hear what all the fuss has been about since you've last been here. Yeah, and I'll give you more gory details over the phone. Okay,